Hi again everyone, it's Dan back with another short video, this time looking at the bass guitar. So, as you can see, the bass guitar is set out in a similar way to the electric guitar. We've got the head, the neck and the body again, with our volume and tone controls, and the lead plugs in here, goes into our speaker, and again we've got these big tuning pegs here to adjust the tension of the strings and tune the bass. Now if I put this bass guitar next to an electric guitar, you can see there's one big difference, and that is the strings. So on a bass you generally only have 4 strings. Many basses do have more than 4 strings, but the usual normal type of bass just has the 4, and as you can see they're a lot thicker than on a normal guitar, and it's the thickness of the strings that gives it its low, deep sound. If you think about a little mouse, for example, it's a tiny creature and it makes a very little squeaky, high-pitched sound. Now if you think about an elephant, that's a huge creature and it makes a very deep, low sound. So it's the size of something that changes the pitch of the sound that it makes. So because a bass has such big strings, it makes a very low, deep sound, whereas a guitar has thinner strings, so the sound generally is a lot higher pitched. Okay. In a band situation, the bass tends to sit between the drums and the guitar and provides a bridge between the two. It's like the glue that holds the drums and the guitar together. And it's often thought of more as a rhythm instrument, like the drums, than a guitar, for example. The drummer and the bass player need to work very closely together to provide a nice strong rhythm for the other instruments like keyboards, guitars and the vocals to play around on top of. Now let's have a look at some of the main ways of playing a bass. Usually bass players use their fingertips like this. That's your normal way of playing, and you have to roll your fingertips off the strings like so. You can use 2 fingers like that to build up the speed, or even 4 fingers if you like, but you're just rolling your fingertip off the string to give it that nice rounded bassy sound. Okay. Another way of playing the bass is to use a pick, and you can hear with a pick it has quite a different sound to what we'd heard just now. So did you hear the difference there? Much sharper, choppier sound using the pick compared to our fingertips, which give a more rounded, smoother sound. Another way is to just use your thumb and to chug along with your thumb like this. So did you hear the difference there? It's kind of a warmer sound, not quite as sharp in the way it sounds, and it's a bigger, fuller sound. Now the last technique we're going to look at is called slap bass, and it originally came from people trying to imitate the sound of the drum. So it was playing a bass like you would a drum, and you use your thumb to slap like that, and that kind of acts like the kick drum, and then you pluck with your other finger, which kind of acts like the snare. So it's a very rhythmic way of playing. can see how you're using your hand and actually hitting the guitar, almost like you would a drum. Now you may find that when you hear a bass line by itself, it's often difficult to make sense of it. You can't really tell what it's doing, and it's only when the drum beat comes in and joins it that you understand where things are going. And this is going back to what we were talking about, where the bass player and the drummer have to work very closely together to create an interesting rhythm. So just to give you an idea of this, I'm going to play a bass line now by itself, and I want you to try and imagine how the rhythm might actually go, what kind of beat would actually go with it. Then we're going to play the bass line with the beat, and we can see if you were anywhere near. So here's the bass line on its own. Okay, try not to give you any clues there by bobbing my head or anything. So let's hear it now with the beat and see if you were anywhere close. How did you do? Did you get it right? So you can see there how often it's the combination of the drums and the bass that create an interesting rhythm rather than each one by themselves. I hope that's been useful for you today, and I'll see you again next time on the next video.